Hello and welcome to it is now the playoffs of NECC League of Legends. We're here with SNHU versus Carthage for our first playoffs, and we as an SNHU team are entering this with I believe, a 6-1 record.
Yeah, they only lost once in the entire season. That was once again in the final of the regular season. So I know pretty big drastic change from last year. They kind of swapped some people around, brought one or two new faces into the team. That really kind of started setting them up. And then throughout the season, I mean, they've won every match. They hit until that last week. We were obviously not covering it that week, which is unfortunate. Will miss out there in a game. I think it was the scheduling that happened there. Um, but I mean, they're in a pretty good set right now. I mean, all they got to do is just keep chucking away, keep going with doing what they're doing. I mean, we saw a couple of close games throughout the regular season, but they somehow managed to pull it off.
Yeah, a very strong showing from them. Like you said, some back and forths, but through it all, having a very impressive record with that 6-1. And I believe that the drafts are getting started. Sorry, real quick, we'll have our little overview of our players here and their preferred picks. And taking a look over at Carthage College, a compared to some of the other teams that we fought, some very standard picks for their respective roles. Um, Very interesting to see the is it Inara, I believe her name is,
Yeah,
in the
Yanara.
80s alien. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't think we've gotten the chance to see her in a game yet. I think we've seen her bans.
Um, I think one or two games was wasn't very much. I believe it was like one or two games to see Yanara. I like playing Yunar. It's kind of a fun thing to just kind of do because you just kind of really all your abilities just amplify your your basic auto attack for the most part.
Right. Of course, on our SNHU side, we have a few of our more common picks. Interesting to see that the Xin is not actually on our top three comfort pick here in the jungle, but I'm sure we'll be seeing Zhao in this game either way, either banned or picked.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of interesting seeing the same three come up here. Kind of figured one of them would have jumped off. But I mean pretty standard group overall. Kind of curious to see what's going to happen lineup going in. Speaking of lineups though, we're gonna go straight into the draft. What?
Currently waiting on to see which side will get the first pick. I believe is it usually blue side that gets the first ban?
Maybe. I think it's yeah, it might be blue side. Or maybe it's the home team.
Not entirely sure, but we should be getting there soon. I am expecting to see another Viego ban. I know we've I know we saw it a few times before, but seeing that in the cover picks page again, I'm predicting to see the Viego ban. And I do feel like we might see Carthage pull out the preemptive ban on Thea for Chipper.
That would be smart. Not every single team has kind of gone to try to shut down Chipper. But speaking of already, we already got Anivia there. He's gonna be first ban from Snoop.
Very good pick. A lot of control that Anivia can have there. And speaking of bans with control, there is that Talia ban.
Yep, there
Caitlyn
goes.
ban coming out from SNH. Not what I was expecting, yeah, actually.
Well, I mean, it was one of the top. It was one of the three picks for the ADC lane, and there goes the Lulu.
Looks like the teams are fairly confident what they want their first bans to be. And I have SNH. But I think, yeah, having the comfort picks are out of the picture here for, or I think the probably the most played picks outside of season.
Oh, there's the Aatrox.
There goes. But yeah, we've seen Chipper has a very strong Kalia. Uh, Rose is very strong support and is able to enable the bot lane very well. So keeping those options limited always a good idea. And speaking of keeping those options limited, there goes Milio as well.
Yeah, that one's Kind of go. Oh, there's
Then Zhao pick
Zhao coming
comes right
out.
out.
I mean, it's probably one of the better options if get your jungler what they need.
Right.
Potentially there's a Corki and a Nami.
Speaking of getting what you need, just put them, get what you need right out the gate. Now SNHU has to make 6 in a row here. Where they aim, I think in the past we've seen a lot more focus on the top lane and mid lane getting their pick. But as I say that, there's Varus and
And a
Karma.
Karma. Both of which we haven't seen pull out at all this season.
I was gonna say I don't think so.
There's the Mbessa.
That's a very good pick. Right back to the bands. Orki, Nami, and Ben. Varus Karma. I like it.
I mean, it'll pair well together, but
Yeah.
definitely not a combination. There goes the Nefiri.
Back with the ban.
Oh, there goes the Gnar.
What the Gnar? Who does on their mid lane?
Believe it was a mid.
Yeah, it was either mid lane or jungle. And banning out the Yone on the side of Carthage. Ban out Mundo on the side of SNHU.
What Carthage is gonna go with?
They're still missing their jungler and mid lane. So we'll see which champion they pick out first. Try to potentially snag something away. There goes the Victor out. I wonder if we might see a Z. I remember we had the Z before. Did pretty well at doing what he does best in surviving, being nuisance in a brawl.
Right.
Getting the kill.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of lacking that brawling. Oh, there's a cannon.
Oh.
Which we definitely have not seen out yet.
Not on the side of SNHU.
No.
Did see this walking nuclear bomb on an enemy team beforehand. And here comes the Scion Classic from SNHU.
So I'm gonna guess cannon mid lane.
Looks like it. Carthage has one last pick. Oh, I wonder if Mbessa might be. Nope.
Oh, there's
I was about to say, there's their jungler. Here comes Vi.
I mean, barely like. Looks like they're gonna. I mean, they can hit a lot of people from the range. A lot of the with Carthage, a lot of their champion picks, but I mean they have two people that have to actually just jump in there, and start a brawl. Where SNHU, basically, I mean, same setup, but I think SNHU is a little bit more, kind of poke heavy.
Yeah, I would say SNHU has more emphasis on the strength of their pokes, whereas Carthage has a little bit more base control going on in their team. Not see a Viego ban Viego at all, but we did see the Mbessa come out.
Well, I mean, we played over the season, so maybe some of the data now that they've been playing long enough has kind of started reflecting a little bit differently matches there.
Right. Yeah, I feel like we see Viego in the pool very often.
No, we don't. Not typically.
Sorry, not in like the draft pool, but the on our lineup screen for like we saw Viego jungle, especially last season.
Season.
We saw Viego banned a lot.
Yep.
And then we've always had the Viego as like comfort somewhere, and then we'll see him occasionally on another team.
Right, but I mean, last year Chipper also was the main reason that Viego was coming out so often in that
That's
jungle. And now that he is on that ADC role on the bottom, which I mean that swap has actually worked really well for the team. Put him on the ADC, let him basically just kind of focus more on lane. Try to get one of those lanes, lanes one.
Sorry. I agree. Dipper being I was gonna say confined. That's not the right word. Being tasked with a lane to focus on,
Yep.
definitely helping the team in not only creating a strong contender for the enemy to worry about, but also just letting everyone else have their chance to focus. And uh, Big Bear has been putting on a really good show with jungle as well.
Yeah, I mean, she's done phenomenal the entire season and in the jungle.
Yeah,
Did a lot of with Xinjiao and basically just kind of has that natural ability to just to know which lane to go to, kind of get a couple picks, pull off. Um, I mean, it works out really well for the team and how everyone's been building around the roles.
I say I was like we said earlier, has been showing some good promise. So now with these new picks coming out with the Varus Karma Kennen it'll be interesting to see how this all kind of works out because it's I'd say Varus is a little bit different compared to some of the other ADCs we play.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Kennen I feel like isn't dissimilar from some of the other we've seen a variety of mid laners
Yes.
this season the play style. So Kennen kind of fits that middle role of like a little bit of both because you see Kennen in the top lane
Yeah.
times.
Literally just a ball of lightning that just down, build them up enough. But no,
No Ornn.
no Orn.
I know. I know you're always hoping for the Ornn. Maybe next game.
Maybe next game. Lane.
Have to leave lane. You're right.
And he's his own best friend. He literally makes his own items.
Exactly. No, I agree. You've convinced me for over the season for sure. I know it's taking a bit to get through to SNHU. Maybe Carthage will take it out and show them the power of top lane
Which is
Ornn.
what happened the last time we saw an Orn, was the other team grabbed them and put him in the support lane in the bottom.
I think I do remember that actually.
Which I mean which isn't bad, but
Right. It's not what you're wanting to see.
no, I just wanted to see Orn go top lane and just smash things.
Yeah, and it looks like with the matchup we do have, I think we're going to see another brawl heavy top lane again early on.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way around that one. They're just gonna be. I just don't. I might have an upper hand. I mean, I think Embesa's probably gonna have upper hand until probably about level 6,
Probably.
and then once that Scion starts getting his the ultimate, he just comes back from the grave.
Right.
That'll
Well,
probably
I think
change it a little bit.
no, it's just his passive, isn't it?
Oh,
I think it's just his passive. I think he does have it all the time. But the issue that I'm going to see in this matchup, or that I'm seeing theory crafting this matchup is Mbessa is very mobile for a top laner.
yep.
For a brawly top laner at that too, and then having an energy instead of mana, gonna be moving around so much that Sion will not have the chance to really get a good knockup unless Mbessa's not exactly on top of the game or just happens to misstep.
Right. Yeah, and I think Big Brother is going to be a very very important role around this going forward. And especially that top lane, as we do see kind of Matt sometimes does struggle a little bit in the beginning sometimes, especially when we see teams play Vi 4 and just goes up there and just punishes when it extends just a little too far.
That's true. I say the last buy we had on stream at least was giving Matt a good deal of trouble. So I wonder if we do see Big Bear kind of start playing around that a little bit in this
Mm-hmm.
earlier on, try to prevent that from happening before it shows any signs of starting.
Yeah. Esky.
Yeah, spectator delay just prevents us from being right there as soon as it
Yeah.
starts. But I think it. No, I don't. I don't necessarily have a benefit
You're
on
just gonna
in
just try to
right
throw
now.
something
Yeah,
in there.
I was gonna try to throw something positive about spectator delay, but in this situation, we want to be right there in the action. I understand it from the point of view of avoiding other cheating,
Yeah.
but right now we're mostly non-biased. We're here to see the game and get. We do just happen to be in SNHU. Yep, in SNHU gear, but
You know, it happens. The way this cool stuff.
right.
Yeah, I mean, it should be pretty interesting. I think Nami and Corki is gonna be very much annoying to deal with
Oh, of course.
because you're gonna have that wave knock up.
The wave, there's the bubble. Corky's gonna be poking you with some pretty decent damage.
Flying around everywhere.
Right.
While the Cannon's gonna have a fun time with Victor in that mid lane.
Yeah, I think might see Kennen kind of bully Victor a little bit early on, but maybe once we level 6, at least for Victor, it might be a little bit harder for Kennen to move around so much.
Maybe, but at the same time, you gotta think by that point, as soon as Cannon hits level 6, he has his ultimate, which turns him into the just basically throws that AoE around him, and he
Right.
just keeps moving. And when you get struck by like his ability and his lightning like 3 times, you get that stun proc.
Forget about that. You're right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a very interesting. Yeah, I do think someone's getting bullied mid lane, at least
yeah,
at the
I
very
mean,
beginning.
I figure Veigar probably would have a harder time against Victor.
Yes, definitely, because if Veigar puts down the cage defensively,
Yeah.
you can just still have your trap in there, and if they try to play defensively inside of that, they're probably gonna get stunned from the trap. Almost most like or almost guaranteed rather
Yeah.
to get stunned by that.
So it's like one of those things of like, am I gonna get stunned by the cage or am I gonna get stunned by the trap?
Who stuns who?
Who stuns who first is gonna win.
Yeah. But in this situation, it's gonna be keep their game plan going further between Kennen and Victor. And we are getting into the game now. The spectator light finally caught up, and I think we'll have a fairly standard start of everyone getting to their usual spots.
Looks like they might be progressive top side.
Maybe we could potentially also start top. Oh, might be just getting vision actually.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go in here. Gonna poke around. You see the Xinjiao, the cannon right there.
Yeah, prevent the vision.
Gonna hit over on that side, or he's got one of those procs, the balls.
See the bone plating on Victor as well. Probably also predicting that get a little bit bullied early on, getting a little bit more of a defensive angle on that.
There is Q there. Try to throw the shuriken, is gonna miss there, and Victor's gonna fire back with one of the sprays. So far they're just gonna kind of play with each other, get some farm here. You see Ophius there trying to go up a little bit there. There's another Ray. That Ray actually might be a little bit more annoying, at least until IQ gets some mobility.
Yeah, having Arma in lane is definitely going to be a nuisance for Carthage, especially with the empowered abilities that Karma can get. And knowing Ophius, we're probably going to see those at least clip a bit, because we see that big explosion radius on it. It did clip earlier on Fire Rose down there.
Right. Getting best out there. Already going in. Forces Matt to throw up that shield. Gonna force him to go back. Meanwhile, Body's just kind of chilling out. A little bit past the mid lane jungle. So far, neither lane really has an upper big advantage.
Yeah, it's only really top lane that has a visible advantage. Both, well, sorry, it's the ADC on our, no, sorry, it was Ophius took some damage from Owen the Potato on Corky. It was both supports then, yes. Both supports got a little bit of damage dealt to them. Speaking of damage dealt, Tahara is already under the tower and dealing some damage to the tower.
Yeah, now SNHU there tried to flip it on the Corki and not really much out of there as Owen and the Nami both are going to be able to get back to the safety behind their waves. Maybe wait, try to get something a little bit going further.
Yeah, another team with any of the... Ooh, that's not true. You see Carthage has a little bit of vision in the jungle on the SNHU side jungle. Not super deep, but I think other than that, all the vision has been very keeping it in the river. We saw early on that the vision was prevented, or Snooze vision was prevented early on. You see some more damage from Mbessa onto Matt there. Matt not really able to do too much about it.
No, I mean, in that situation, you're kind of playing, he's already playing under tower. So there's just jumping in, able to get behind him a little bit more. So that way, if he tries to run towards the tower, he's not going to be far before he takes more damage. Speaking of damage, we did brawl going on and going back in. Kara there, just going in on Matt. Might be able to chase him under the tower. Matt changes up, is going to get that stun. That's only going to really chase him away, not really do too much.
The way Matt is playing this, kind of letting Kahara do the thing, and then once the onslaught is dealt with, Mbessa's out of dashes, so you use the knockup there to guarantee that little bit of damage. Fortunately, not really shifting the tide of this lane at all.
Nope, already going back in, getting chased right under the tower. Does do the flash there. There we go, first blood. Matt gonna get that first blood, but is also gonna fall to Kahara at the same time.
That is very interesting. So it did end up going even, but that first blood is gonna just give that little bit of an edge in that situation.
A little bit, but we do have Carthage now in the gold lead.
Still a very close fight with the timing on that, and makes me curious on what we're gonna see now that some components are being built. Stats are gonna start changing around a bit, and if Matt just gets some more survivability in these situations, you might see this strategy kind of start taking off a little bit, because that was a lot of damage from that tower in that one situation.
Yeah, the tower, getting on the tower, just letting him hit you, but at the same time, you can't really afford to sit on your tower and let Best get all that farm. I mean, there's only about a 4-5 CS difference here, but Best is just able to dive in there and just start hammering Sign pretty close. And speaking of jumping right in, we have SNHU going in. There's Ken, and there's that cage that came down for the trap there, and able to finish off Victor.
Yeah, using the trap defensively, make sure that Big Bear can't really stick into that situation. And speaking of the situation, we do by looking to potentially come down to the bot lane and get something started here. Big Bear also made their way down here as well. We have a little bit of grouping up there or down there, as up here we see more scuffling going on.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna try to go for the tower, and the buy might be. Nope, it's gonna come from the river. Now it's gonna back off there. Might be going in. We see multiple fights going on right now. There's a Corki having a little drain coming in. We see the buy coming in on Ophius there as SNHU now. Big Bear might be able to get one. Not quite able to finish the Corki. Corki there are going to be able to get away. And now the tower's going to start smacking everyone.
Yeah, forcing out the summoner spells out of Owen the Potato down there. Not quite able to get anyone. Stops the back. And forces their timing to be just that little bit off.
Well, I mean, that gives a little bit of ability to go for those towers, get some damage in. And
Nami
like
actually
there now.
sticking around after getting their back halted. And Matt.
Yeah, Matt, they're going to have dived in. Kahara going in, might be able to chase. He's not going to be able to get under. No, is going to be able to get back to the tower. Big Bear there, going after the Hex Sector already.
Just deciding to take it solo, and it looks like it will work out because we don't see any vision on there. Vi is none the wiser in the top jungle, and bot lane's dealing with the wave that crashed. And there it is. The Hextech Drake goes to SNHU.
IQ though getting pretty low for that. Vectors have to be kind of careful going in. It looks like they want to try to get some vision by the Raptors. Mbessa though gonna be able to back off before the Zion gets up there. Victor now going after the Kennen. Kennen now gonna have to basically should start backing. He's gonna get really, really low. Might be going after him, might run into him. Is gonna hit him. There's a charge up there, and not cut for the stun. Mbessa now gonna dash in again. Gonna start running away. Is gonna be able to block that and not have that stun happen. And SNHU here gonna slowly get pushed back. Bottom lane, trying to get something rolling.
See some shifts already happening. And it looks like I was actually wrong in my prediction with the mid lane. It looks like IQ is actually the one getting a little bit bullied, but most likely just focusing more on DS as there is that slight lead there. There's now a stun going on the bot lane though, speaking of shifts. going on around, and there's a very low Corki, and does go down. Nami able to just get away, but that is gonna be enough to at least clear this wave. Vi is in the area, so
Yeah.
might see something else on here. Ophius is back, and Chipper just taking a little bit of the small tower explosion.
And meanwhile, Matt Harris is back in that tower, sending out the minion back into the wave, trying to clear out the wave. That wave cleared. Now we do have Kahara back in lane, is going to start clearing it. But looks like they're going to go after the Void Grubs there in the pit. Kahara there jumping in. Matt already, already lost over a quarter of his health just in those couple hits.
I've been trying to potentially bait Kahara down, but Kahara just focusing back onto the wave before it crashes again. And the Grubs all go to SNHU, taking both of the objectives that have been up so far. Here comes IQ to try to get a little bit of gameplay.
There's the cannon. There's little lightning balls around. Not really gonna get that stun off, but does do a little bit of damage. Now we see Corki, Owen there playing pretty aggressively as 3 of Carthage's players are all down the bottom.
The area, there's the ultimate coming in. That's going to be a lot of damage on Chipper. I don't think that's going to be quite enough to get away there, that big heal. Yeah, unfortunately, Chipper does go down the Toothless. Ophius just manages to get another tower, and Carthage walking away with that kill, and not really much downfall to their name for that situation.
No, I mean, downside is, I guess, they did use, they had the Corki ult already off, so no Corki ult there for those fights going forward. Yep, and speaking of jumping in, we see Kennen there, dropping IQ there, and Big Bear both going to take out the Victor, and IQ is just going to get away with a sliver of health. So a little bit of payback there for the mid lane. And neither side really has gotten too crazy on these towers.
And they haven't really been able to stick to them. There's always been someone around, or they just take their little bit of damage and play it safer. I think top lane might be the most we've seen damage on the towers. Many of these fights haven't been leading to deaths, as we see right now. It's 3-2 for player kills.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that they can do right now, especially with bottom lane there. We see Owen going in on Chipper, and that's going to be a lot of damage right there. Tries to turn. There's a channeling. Is going to get a little bit of boost, and there's a Nami wave coming off his, and Chipper there is just going to get by Owen.
Walking back in, trying to help Ophius fight, but not a decision that ends up working on Chipper's favor, unfortunately. There's a lot of damage coming out from Corki, and Ophius kind of is clearing the ward that was as their ward was turned off. Not really aware that the Nami was sitting there. Not too much happening with that, and not a ton happening in top lane either. There was a little bit of a scare that happened, but nothing much coming out of it.
Yeah, Matt there getting jumped on by the Kahara. Again, there is Big Bear also getting bullied in the Raptor pit. There's 3 of Carthage's players were sitting down there and trying to take some of that farm. That's gonna throw Big Bear's farm off just a little bit.
Yeah, trying to throw off SNHU's group here. Their timing, their DS that they're getting, and just their safety in lane as well, as we've seen some big damage pokes come out in mid lane. Own the Potato has been doing plenty of damage.
There's Kennen ult. Big Bear jumping in and just tries to flash out of there, and Big Bear gonna get another elimination. But Drake right now is getting tackled by 3 people. Looks like Big Bear might be going in to attempt to steal it. Not quite. It looks like they might be getting with that Chemtech. There goes the Chemtech right there for Carthage. They're now all gonna be running, but Snooze trying to chase him down man for man potentially here. Running into the jungle. And like there's not going to be out of it. Potentially going on to the Vi. We do see Matt here getting jumped on by Kahara. Kahara diving in, and now we do see Big Bear. There's a wave from the Nami. There's Toothless, and there's a Corki. Vi jumps back in. There's the Uproot, still just not quite able to finish off that Vi. Chipper there going to take out Nami. There is the double. Going to take out the Vi, and that's going to open up this lane for SNHU.
What a good turn of events for SNHU in that situation. Big Bear able to get out of that barely alive. And Carthage really wanted to get that kill to secure something out of that fight. Not quite able to get it though, unfortunately. And now we see Brothers have top lane sprawl happening, but I don't think anything too crazy is going to come out of it unless Matt decides to pull a crazy move here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there would be too much going on there. I mean, Bessa now is trying at the point where she's getting very, very mobile. So a lot of what he was doing early on with Sion charging up and getting those knockups is going to become a lot harder to land. And speaking of Kahar there going in for the dive. He's going to get that channel, just dashes out of the way of Matt and forces Matt back under the tower.
Unfortunately, not much you can do with current situation there. Back to base, and unfortunately, Kahar will be getting that push there. But Mataboss finishes an item and way back. Might be able to shift the tide a little bit once again. And shifting tides, see the tide is shifted in mid lane and bot lane as the Carthage players have swapped their lane.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to do a little bit more aggressive. Matt there going in is going to take a good chunk at Kahara. Kahara there are putting that shield up. Is going to dash out. Just keeps forcing Matt there to chase. Just very careful to see IQ now coming up. But now the Vi and the Nami and the Corki are both going to the top lane, and that's going to be a dangerous position if SNHU isn't carefully pick wrongly to fight. Matt, though, might be getting caught off guard. Here he goes. Then there is a jump. There's not careful. Forcing the channel up. Tries to get something going here. He's getting chonked right now, and there goes Sion. Now he's going to start chasing after any of these players, but it's not going to last very long there, and that's a pick.
Fortunate situation if you're Matt there. Just too many people to deal with. And it looks like Carthage is going to be looking to secure Rift Herald. Maybe not? Kind of spread out around. No, it looks like they're going back for it. Yeah, looking to secure Rift Herald and focusing more on the objectives now after those first two. And with this going on, we have seen that there's been a bit more tower damage going in the benefit of SNHU.
Yes, a little bit more tower damage. If you see them, they're all in the Baron Pit. I mean, looking across the board here at the just kind of CSCC map there, 96. The best is at 119, so I mean that's almost 20.
Right.
20 CS the difference. I mean, the Big Bear and the Vi fairly even with about less than 10. Kennen and Victor are pretty even with about an 5-8 score difference.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not a crazy difference. We see Car there already going in, just going after Matt. And to force him to fall back under the tower. We do have Chipper now in that mid lane. Now that that bot tower is gone.
Right, swapping back to their lane opponents in the new area. And I guess kind of deal with them. They've been going very back and forth with this lane. A lot of these turns have been in part thanks to Big Bear being able to show up. But I believe that a lot of those what's happening against the Victor, where all the burst damage is really coming in.
Yep.
And you see that there's a bit of a gathering in mid lane. A little bit going on there. Fyro is taking quite a chunk of damage there, being forced to back off using the wave as a getaway tool.
I mean, that's going to be a portion of a little bit of cooldown. It looks like they're going to try to look for some wards. That's not going to matter as everyone got alerted to where they were for a few seconds here. Still going for that anti-ward, and I mean, I'd probably always pushing that bot lane.
Yeah, both teams are starting to gather around the dragon as it spawns in around 12 seconds here. And it looks like it's going to be quite a big fight for it, as Wolfstrike's trying to ward off their enemies in the more literal sense, not with the vision. But there is quite a good amount of vision coming out from these here, making sure to watch as many angles as possible. And now that Baron is up, it looks like they're going to try to go take the fight first. There's a Rift Herald to get it started there. And IQ getting caught out alone. There's poor Carthage spotting him, but not able to catch him in time to pick him off before anything happens.
No, they haven't even started Drake yet either, as SNHU now slowly starting to gather up. There's a Vi's going to dash back to that ward. See the Corki sending that rocket out, just lobs one of the bombs over. There's Drake getting started, getting held by the Vi here. You can see IQ coming in from the bottom. I'm trying to force. There is a Scion charge. It's not going to get anyone with that. Now everyone's going to have to back off here as they're now getting split up. IQ getting spot off guard here with the Mbessa and the Victor. Now the rest of the team comes in. IQ there is going to fall to the Nami.
Yeah, unfortunate pairing to be dealt with. Vi and Mbessa both knocking up IQ for having the chance to pop the ultimate and really get started in that fight. And now there's just a bit of pokes going on as the Dragon, I believe, is getting whittled away.
Nope, Matt there did get a little knockup. Carlos diving in on Ophius. There is the sun coming up as that area keeps coming up. Owen there is going to go get another elimination, though Matt's going to get an elimination as well. Chipper going to get one, and there's a shutdown. Chipper there taking the Corki getting taken out.
Triple kill going to her there. The Dragon's still up.
Drake has not been taken yet.
Might be seeing it go, we're definitely going to be seeing it go to SNHU here, actually. I think almost, if not everyone on the side of Carthage had gone down at skirmish a bit.
Yeah, and Victor's now having to run all the way back from spawn. He just spawned in not too long ago.
I don't think it's enough time to catch this trio dealing with Drake.
They're going to leave IQ there, and there we go. Cloud Drake taking that as 2 Drakes for SNHU.
Very good fight for SNHU.
Yeah, I mean, they played pretty patiently. It looked like it was going to get pretty rough as we saw IQ there got soloed out in focus, but it looks like it's spread everyone else out enough. SNHU was able to initiate and get a couple stuns off, and they won the team fight.
A little bit of reset here. Another, of course, brawl happening at top lane, always. The fight on site sort of lane, too.
Yeah, it kind of is. You see that sun coming off from Matt, and of course, the best of back, but Harold is, or Baron's up now.
I'm not sure these want to necessarily go for it right away. We do there's a bit of gathering in the side of Carthage, having both bot laners and Toothless around. But Toothless is looking to be the farm, and Kara here still looking a little bit of push, not pushing it too far this time, and smart decision as Ophius and Big Bird both around. So we did see that push. Most likely would have seen Kara go down quite quickly.
Yeah, we see Kara going into the jungle already, just trying to get some vision by the looks of it. Matt there's going to be careful. It looks like Kara's going to come straight for him, coming up from that river. Ziop is here doing a little bit of dewarding, trying to clean some things out a little bit here. And Vi going to be back up in the mid lane. And so far, and there goes red buff on the SNHU side. Both teams so far, I mean they're basically playing the same game right now. They're trying to play it slow, take little victories where they can. I mean SNHU right now is leading by about 4K. In gold, they have 2 towers, and 3 objectives and 2 break kills.
Right. Yeah, this is a lot of setup before what is most likely going to be an eventual big fight. We see there's quite a gathering of people on the bot side, not necessarily heading toward each other.
No, not quite. As we do see Matt there trying to go, and we do see IQ giving a little bit of help, but it's not quite enough to hit that tower quite yet. Matt now going to start trying to clear this wave, and Bessa already coming up, but everyone's starting to gather around the Drake pit. Looks like Matt's going to be forced to deal with Kara alone, not quite. IQ still coming back up, and right now no one's anything. Trying to gather up and wait to see who says at the engagement.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fight here for Baron. That Baron buff is going to be a pretty big game changer in the case of this, with the lead already on the side of SNHU and some pretty good team fights coming out from SNHU as well. Having that Baron will definitely make this a dire situation for Carthage, already being down some towers, so with that push that'll almost definitely come from the Baron buff.
I mean, this is right. We also have to remember we've seen a couple games where there were tower advantages still lost.
Oh, of course.
So I think it's to this point it's gonna be a matter of how these team fights really come out. Obviously, neither team can really afford to lose a team fight or start trying to initiate and force team fights without any real care. You see the Chandler coming up, and Besta there. Kara is gonna just dive right out of that range, and everyone's starting to gather around. We see IQ coming up for the Kahara, going through that river, coming up, but is gonna get that stun in the last second, just a little too late, really to get much use out of it.
Did force the energy to be quite low in that situation, but it comes back fairly quickly anyways. Zahara being able to clear out this wave before it does too much. One of those advantages of being an energy character that you don't have to worry nearly as much as mana characters about being low on your resources.
Right. Well, I mean, most of the time with those ones, you hit things, so basically get it right back as you start hitting.
Exactly.
9 here. Looks like the wave's gonna come up. It's gonna force the car to fall back.
You see, Carthage has been keeping vision up very consistently around top lane and around the Baron pit.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of when you kind of want to know when someone's gonna do it. And there's Scuttle getting picked up by SNHU, and there might be a fight coming up.
Like, we might see another fight for Drake here. There's 15 seconds once again. But now we see SNHU's the one hiding in the bushes and they're preparing for whatever fight may happen. And as we're looking down here, at the boss able to take the tier 1 turret of top lane and teleporting straight to bot lane for the Drake or whatever
going in here with the Ken coming up.
Right.
He's gonna get one of those eliminations, almost orb. There's the root from the on the core kid there, and now the investing jumping in. Kahara is just forced to flash to get out of that, and SNHU there. Solidly gonna win this team fight.
Yeah, pretty. What's the word? I guess dominant team fight. Being able to control the pace of that without really too much weakness showing on the side of SNHU. Chipper and IQ were a little bit low, but able to play at the safer range that they needed to control that fight. And there is another Drake going to SNHU. Next one will be for Dragon Soul, Cloud Soul. Another movement speed bonus on them.
Yeah, right now they got Cloud Drakes. Always a fun time. And right now, and so far, SNHU still hasn't gone for the Baron yet. It looks like Carthage here might be starting to stack up potentially to try to get some vision on this Baron pit a little bit more, as they're now kind of starting to gather around the.
Yeah, Carthage is definitely taking peeks at the Baron there. Either just keeping an eye on it or trying to see empty for potential chance. But at the boss and IQ being quick to check in on top lane has been keeping the top lane in advantage of SNHU.
Yeah, and SNHU hasn't really done too much power pushing too heavily right now. They've been basically mostly focusing on the team fights, if I can English today. And that's going to cause them, I mean, not necessarily a bad thing to focus on the fights, but if you're not pushing anything and you're still fighting, it still gives their team a chance to farm.
Right. But we do see both teams are kind of just focusing on some farming here. You're just catching waves and jungling as you would. Might be seeing SNHU trying to get a little bit of push in there, but with Carthage answering in turn, catching the waves, it just ends up being a little bit of some downtime to farm.
Yep, and
farm, with a little bit of stealing going on too.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get in there and take some of their farm, why not? But it's going to get the attention of that team. From now, we're sitting in that bush. Victor there, sitting on the far side by the tower. Car there just going to sit outside that range.
Big Bear going to catch that wave, or sorry, push the wave. So they're up on the side of Carthage, and gonna let it push in. Not really looking for anything crazy there. I believe it was a bit of a smarter decision, especially with Ophius still
not
decent distance away, focusing on getting the vision cleared. And I'm sure SNHU would rather have more of an actual team, having IQ in the mix at the boss, ready to be there on a moment's notice if possible.
Yeah, I mean, it would make more sense for them. They have that little bit of a stun boost on top of the Scion. But looks like, nope, they're going to go for the Raptor pit.
IQ's in a bit of a precarious situation here. They're running into Carthage, and here comes Toothless coming in with the knockup. A lot of damage to IQ. IQ not able to get away from the ultimate, unfortunately. Owen Potato gained the kill credit for that. And SNHU trying to answer back quickly now that some of these abilities are down, but not able to catch anyone too far out.
Unless Toothless there going into the Baron pit is going to flash over that wall. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the engagement as Vi just jumps over. SNHU is going to back off and try to regroup.
Another team wanting to really push it out too much.
No, but it looks like they might be getting ready to force another engagement here in the mid lane. The Toothless there take a little bit of damage from the Varus.
Yeah, both teams are just waiting for the right moment to strike here. Sometimes the right moment to strike is just when you feel like you're getting those little bits of poking. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a lot of strike,
going after Big Bear. Big Bear there. There is the aura. There's the Nami wave going to come up. Going to knock everyone airborne as now Karma and Kennen are both back into the fight. And able to assist here, but by this point, everyone's already starting to back off. We see just everyone exchanging pokes in this mid lane.
And I immediately noticed as I'm looking around, Matsuboss still in top lane, getting them pushing on that tower.
I mean, he'll get some kind of objective rolling here as we see the going after is going to knock up the minions. They're not going to last much longer. And now he's just going to start smacking tower here. As you see Mbessa now coming through as he's going to try to focus his tower.
Yeah, they stick to that tower. That's going to go very quickly.
Yep, there we go. And there is the Mbessa now already giving those Grievous wounds on. So that's not going to be health coming back for a little bit of those segments.
Yeah, not really able to do anything to catch up Matt on Scion. Oh my goodness, Nami's gone. I didn't even get the chance to finish my sentence first. I should have stopped talking.
Tripper there now finally dealing enough damage to start nuking people and catching them right off guard and that knock up stun. Or root.
Folks are doing a little bit of damage now. Nothing to scoff at.
And looks like Big Bear there is going to be soloing the Drake uncontested with everyone not even realizing he's not even in the fight.
Yeah, not really too much of a fight going on there. Just kind of tearing each other down, making sure to keep their space. And Big Bear is successful in securing that soul. That's a speed boost over to SNHU. There's a root going on to Wolfstrike, and Wolfstrike's gonna be gone.
Yep, Victor they're going to fall due to Matsuboss, and looks like we're going to go after the Mbessa. Matsuboss here maybe backs off a little bit more, is going to back off there. And looks like SNHU here might be trying to go for the Baron. Yep, there's Sinjao jumping in on the Baron pit.
Yeah, this is definitely a good situation to be in, just to try to take this Baron, but Carthage is definitely not going to let this happen without any sort of kickback.
No, they're going to be
trying to
very,
gather
very
up
quick.
Yeah, they made their way over quickly. There's no debate in this. They need to fight here. This is honestly going to be a big chance to turn things around, as these fights have not been going too much in their favor. IQ using the
hourglass there.
Hourglass, yes. To keep the ultimate going. Does go down, but Chipper is able to get another kill there. There's a lot of damage coming in from the side of SNHU. There's another knockup. Takes out Ophius, but Toothless does go down for it. And so does Own the Potato.
Oh, there goes Nami, and Nami there is going to fall as well. And SNHU now going to turn back on to the Baron pit with basically just free contests as the Victor's all alone on the top lane just trying to defend.
Yeah, Victor is definitely not going to be the one to try to solo this. Potentially could go for a steal, but I don't see it in the cards here. There's too many things going on this map. There's wave going in top lane, there's Baron going on. Mid lane and bot lane are actually having the Carthage minion, but just not going to be quick enough to reach their time.
Not quite. And there goes the Baron, so now the team has the buffs.
Yeah, I believe Ophius is the only one that didn't quite get it, respawning just a second after. Yes.
Yep. Unfortunate, but 4 out of 5 buffs works.
4 out of 5 buffs is a take those situation, especially with the one going to the support, who's most likely going to be with someone anyways. I say that and I look down, not
Yeah,
but
everyone now start to
they're gonna start gathering up.
yeah, start gathering up towards looks like the mid lane potentially. We do see Zion and Bessa both kind of dueling in that bot lane. And looks like signaling to kind of come to mid, try to get some fights going, maybe force them to push out a little bit here. Nope, everyone's gonna go to the bot lane. Zion tapping that tower, and now the tower's getting absolutely chonked and taking health bits out.
Yeah, it scares off the Investor to make sure that they keep the tower uncontested, and I mean, it works well. Scare factor is very much real when you have a whole team there.
Oh, I mean, well, yeah, they have the Baron buff, so
And a Baron buff.
and
yeah,
Baron buff. So there's not much you can do. So even the minions are getting a buff from this.
Exactly. That's a lot of poke damage to the tower from 3 cannon minions with Baron buff. Oh goodness.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna go straight through this bottom. There goes that tower, and now the minions here are gonna get free range on that inhibitor. And
Yeah.
we see Mad Bots there going after the Corki. Corki just trying to keep everyone away, and looks like they might up a little. They're gonna go straight for
It looks like
towers.
they're just going straight for it. Go. 3 cannon minions are still here. Sorry, that's 4 of them now. There's a lot of damage they're getting without Carthage really able to do much to stop these minions.
Nope, but now some of those minions are starting to get destroyed here. I said, nope, there's another one.
Another
So we
one.
got 3.
They take
Rack
down
at 3.
It's a Hydra. You take down one. Here comes 2 more, and here comes Hara trying to get something started here. Not able to get too much in this situation.
There's the cannon.
Sonya's hourglass coming in, and is enough to take down the entire team. I didn't even get to see who was first.
Yeah,
that's the game.
Yeah, that's gonna be game. That's gonna be game 1.
Pretty dominant victory from SNHU, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very slow game for both teams.
Yes.
We kind of saw no one really getting too aggressive. They were kind of going back and forth. Bot lane struggled a little bit in the beginning. So did the mid lane, but kind of towards the middle, they started getting a little bit more of the bigger objectives. Obviously, SNHU had a pretty much objective the entire time.
I would say so, yeah. There was only really 2 objectives, I think, went to Carthage, and in those situations, they're, I think, either uncontested or one person was down for SNHU, so they decided to back up.
Yep.
Let them have this one. We'll
Regroup a little bit there, kind of figure out what's going on. As we saw, they eventually had that team fight. They got took the Baron, they pushed that bottom lane in and just sent it all the way through until they took out the Nexus.
Yeah, we did this last time we were on a stream. I have a still MVP for that game.
I think there's anyone that really stood out above the rest.
I'd say I think SNHU as like a whole team had that
Yeah,
together this
you
game.
kind of needed everyone. I mean, you can maybe say Big Bear a little bit because he was able to get some of those objectives, but there wasn't like a huge jump. In terms of it was very much like a team like effort where they needed everyone in there if they were going to make any big plays.
I think that's a sign that SNHU is really getting some together. We've seen it throughout the season. Now we can't even like pick out MVPs anymore. That we've lost our bit. they're too in sync.
Yeah, but I mean, both teams here are going to be playing pretty close and pretty defensively, as it is a pretty single elimination for the bracket. So a single loss here will basically take out of the running.
Right. Yeah, and you see the teams are getting ready for the next game, so we'll be taking a quick little break while they get prepared.
Hello, everyone. We are back, and we're gonna go straight into this draft here. It looks like the Aniva and the Talia both are gonna go away again. This is game 2. All SNHU has to do is just win this, and that's match point. I mean, Carthage is at match against us. Well, we have match point.
Yeah, we currently have match point. One is 1-0. It is once again first to two. I believe it is only finals is first to three, if I am remembering correctly.
I think
And
finals is first. Yeah, because
yeah,
it's a game of 5. Yep.
yep. Hopefully we'll get to see that for our stream here for SNHU. And the first ban we see different here is that Jarvan 4 has been banned on the side of Carthage, and SNHU bans out Trundle.
Yeah, so it's gonna be gonna be pretty interesting. We never see him, and there's the Xinjiao. So we're not gonna see that, and there's a Nocturne
Ooh,
coming out for SNHU.
Nocturne was one of my favorites when I play jungle. So it's definitely gonna be interesting to see, especially having the utility of being able to darken everyone's
Blinds
blind everyone
everyone.
on the enemy team, even without using the dive in necessarily.
Yeah,
But
but no one's expecting it. Get jumped by the Nocturne, and we expect it.
yep, so vision's gonna be very important on the side of Carthage. And Carthage using up all their time to make the pick here, and they're gonna steal Karma away from SNHU before they get to take it.
So, oh, there's Yunara.
All
That
right.
does explain a little bit of it there. So we do see Yunara coming out, so we'll see that a little ball of fun.
Right. All right. SNHU is gonna have to make a decision here on what to play into this now that Karma's gone, Dinjao and Jarvan are gone. We already have the Nocturne, but this is gonna be a different dynamic coming out from SNHU. Not too different though. We do still see the Varus pick coming out.
And the Neko.
Nico. A little bit of trickery going on. I'm not sure if that's mid laner support.
Um, support,
I
support,
feel like I've seen Ophius play Nico at least once.
support.
I would think
I'm
so.
certain support.
Yeah.
Imagine it's support, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. And there's a Gnar. We get to see Gnar come out. I
Dude,
think he's a Yordle.
he's a Yordle.
Okay, he's a
He's a bit more of a feral Yordle, I believe. Growing up
he's a
more
prehistoric
in the
Yordle.
actual wild. He's a prehistoric.
I said prehistoric. I mean, think about it. He literally tosses a bone everywhere,
I guess. Yeah. Back to the bands.
and he doesn't
We
really speak. But you know,
Oh, that's true, actually. No, you're right.
yeah.
Yeah. I've just
Speak.
never thought about describing him that way.
I mean, going back to fans, there
Yeah.
is the Neferi's gonna go as well as the Wukong and a Malphite ban looming potentially here.
Looks like it, making sure SNHU can't change up too much to disrupt what Carthage has planned next, locking in that Malphite ban. SNHU banning out the Viego, there it is.
Interesting.
Called it earlier. A little bit off on timing, but I think with the change of pace here, might make a bit more sense to make sure that Viego doesn't come out here.
So, Kennen, Sion. What I'm gonna say.
For Carthage to pick, or
No,
for
for
SNHU?
our last 2 picks. Oh no,
Ooh!
we have Sad Mummy.
Carthage taking the Mumu. There is a Scion coming out from
Yeah,
SNHU.
there's a Scion.
Very classic pick.
Yeah, you know the funny thing I was thinking about, I was like, what if they pick a Moon
No,
in
that's
the
Carthage.
first game? And nope, it's on the second game.
All our predictions for game 1 go to game 2.
Go to game 2. Yep. You just keep rolling with them until they eventually they go in.
We gotta make predictions now in case this goes to game 3.
Orn.
Orn top lane, Zihi mid lane.
Yep.
Ooh, Veigar mid lane.
Veigar.
Okay.
So we replaced one Cage of Lightning with another Cage of Lightning.
Yeah, cage around yourself versus cage around whoever you want.
Yep.
And Carthage is going to respond with a well thought out decision with this pick.
Who are they? Pick could put Victor again. Oh, Oriana.
Ooh, Oriana. Smart pick. It'll definitely be interesting. This is different from what we saw in game one. Not crazy different from the side of SNHU. I think the main ones are with the Nocturne Nico pick.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the Veigar before. We
Nukes everything in
I
sight.
say we know what Veigar
Yeah.
does.
But I
But
mean, Nar and Mumu, once they start getting up there, they're both going to be tanky. So, I mean, they're going to a little bit more brawl heavy this time around, maybe not so much dive.
yeah, I say they have Nara, Karma, Oriana, Nara's top lane.
Yup.
Who is their jungler?
Uh,
I haven't dipped my tongue. I was gonna say Viego. That's who got banned.
Veigar got banned. It's it's the Mumu. Sad
Oh,
Mummy.
right, Amumu.
Sad
Yes, of
Mummy.
course. Yeah, I say it's gonna be a bit. I think this is definitely a bit of a similar team composition here. Not really. They didn't keep too much. They didn't keep any of the picks the same actually. Switched up the entire team here, which is interesting because SNHU did not ban out any of their previous picks.
No, they did not.
So
But I mean, SNHU pretty much generally sticking with the same kind of build though. Overall, I mean, they swapped
right.
out 3 of their 5 picks, but I mean, it still feels the same. You still have the Scion. You got Veigar obviously, which is just gonna build up CS score and just nuke everything when it starts those team fights. Nocturne. Um, yeah, it's just gonna jump everyone.
I say there's a lot more. I see single target going on the side of SNHU here now.
A little bit.
With the Veigar ultimate's going to be hitting one person. It's going to
Yep.
be doing a lot.
Doing a lot.
But it's still one person versus that Cannon ultimate we had. Find that with the Zionya's Hourglass, and you had this big area of electricity you're dealing with. And then Nocturne as well. There's not as much of like not necessarily that there's not as much escape potential, but we saw Big Berries using that ultimate to push people off when they were getting chased down by the enemy team. That's
Right.
not really an option with Nocturne. You use your ultimate, you can blind them, but your jump has to go to an enemy.
Yeah, and I mean, with the Nocturne, I mean, you're gonna be able to like blind everyone else. So especially if you're setting up like a gank on someone you know that's gonna jump in, you'd be able to jump them, get that elimination right there and kind of turn the tide. But I mean, you're seeing Mumu, you have the Gnar, which basically just is rage and then turns into a giant monster,
Right.
and then it can stun and throw people around. So that's gonna be an issue. Close range, because I'm pretty sure that W it's either
They
W or the E that basically just anything in front of him is just gonna
as
get.
it slams you into the wall. I think.
Yeah, I think it's
Let's say it. I know. I believe he has
he has a
something
he has a
like that.
boulder throw.
He does have the
He has
bullet
the
throw.
leap,
Yep.
in
And
which he can leap in and then pop his ultimate.
yes.
So
I say definitely gonna be a bit of a change of pace for the Gnar. I think that's the main difference maker here. Gnar is a little bit different from Corki as well. Corki's
yep.
got more power balance in those abilities slash ultimate. Gnar is more of a kind of like power balance in the abilities, but it's more so like enhancing them.
Yeah, all of her ultimate just enhances the ability she already has. So
Right.
Oriana moves the orbs around a little bit, can kind of move them around, might be a little bit annoying. Kind of curious to see what they're gonna do with the karma.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be a similar game plan to when SNHU was using the Karma. Uh, just really keep the bot laner uh not in check, but like keep the enemy bot laner in check, but keep your ally bot laner in their advantageous position as much as possible. Get those little pokes in, get the DC to really enable them. Um, with Yunara, I feel like that's going to be a little bit on the slower end compared to Varus, because Varus's pokes, from what I know, well, we saw they do quite a bit of damage.
They do quite a bit of damage. It does take a minute. We saw Chip there had to take a little bit of time before it really started going. I mean, it was probably about 15 minutes in the game, I think, before we started really doing damage. But at the same time, that lane was kind of going back and forth. They were kind of on the back end of that.
Right. Yeah, I do foresee this being another bit of a slower game in that same sense. So these are all characters that kind of need to either build up or, well, they definitely do better by obviously being built up, but we're gonna be seeing a
Yeah.
lot of playing safe here, I believe, for SNHU once again. And I wonder if Carthage is gonna be trying to push that and really take advantage of SNHU's slower style. Um,
I mean, maybe.
because Nara's base form is a ranged character, I believe, right? Like
Yes.
you were saying, he throws the bone as like a
He
little
throws a
boomerang.
bone. That's his like well, yeah, he throws a bone. His Q's ability is kind of like a bone, kind of comes like a boom.
Okay,
So, and obviously, if he runs to it and he gets it because a little alignment gets drawn, and he gets to it, he grabs it, it reduces his cooldown.
right.
Um,
So it's definitely gonna be keeping Scion in check from more distance rather than uh using the movement to do so.
yep,
And leave this. Now we're waiting for spectator delay,
yep. Now
unfortunately,
there
but
goes spectator.
not gonna be too long. Just a 3-minute delay.
Nope. If it start.
Yeah. I'm still very, I guess, interested. I still find it very interesting, I guess is the right way to say it. The bans from SNHU side. Not banning out any of the previous picks. I don't think they necessarily needed to ban out any of the previous picks. They did very well against them. Um, but it's just very interesting to see that come out. And then Carthage was the one that focused on taking out their strongest contenders.
Right. Well, I mean, right, but we're also not playing what is fearless where you
Right.
when you ban that you can't play those ones again, which I mean would have made sense for them to go all new bans or some of the new bans if they were playing this way, but this mode, I mean, obviously they kept the first two the same, but the
Right.
last three were completely different champions.
Right. I think that's what kind of lean towards. I think those first two bans were definitely like the preemptive,
Oh,
make sure they don't get them. But
right.
the new ones were interesting to see. So they were open before and weren't taken, but now uh they were open again. But they're like,
Right.
okay, let's make sure
Yeah.
they also don't get
Yeah, because who wants flying frostbird that revives himself?
them. All right. Yeah, so Nibia has a very annoying, especially for base control. You have the wall. You have your
Yeah,
it's her ultimate, right? It's a toggle. It's like a snowstorm. I believe
I
it's uh
believe. It's been a while since I've actually
yeah,
played
it's
that champ.
similar to Victor's ultimate, I believe, but instead of moving around to chase the enemy, it will be stationary and just drain mana as it's active.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, 'cause she has the stun, she has a wall.
The rebirth.
Rebirth is the passive. Never get an ability on her. It's not important. She's not in this game. She
Ice shards.
maybe. Yeah, she's not in this game. Made sure not to deal with the wall or the stun or the ultimate. Um,
But I mean, should be kind of curious to see. I'm really how this Nar and Scion battle is gonna go.
yeah,
Because Nara's gonna have. I mean, Nara's gonna have a little bit more mobility just because he's gonna be able to like leap, jump. Obviously, when he hits those minions, he'll just get an extra bounce in. And again, he can just pop his bounce, and then he'll go into ultimate and basically just transform as soon as he hits that ground. And that could be an issue, especially if Matt's gonna get pushed like away from the tower. We saw Matt kind of played pretty close to the tower early on.
right. Yeah, as they playing, we're gonna honestly we might see Matt playing close to the tower once again, but then be potentially picked off from that range.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Or not
it's
necessarily
not
picked
a
off, but like
super
push.
long range where he has
Right.
to worry about that so much. I mean, the Q ability is, which is the throws the bone out. But
Right.
game.
Yeah, we'll get to see how it plays out with our own eyes. And the teams are on the same sides once again.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them wanted to swap what they had.
See some pings coming out from SNHU already on potentially where to grab some vision.
Or whether their team will punt through it.
See a move and Nar hanging out in that bush.
Yep, and we always see Karma there already starting to deal damage. Varus.
Yeah, just being a little bit of a nuisance right before the game starts. The Baron IQ do really toothless, but not really able to do too much. I would assume that they've taken their farming ability first, so not really much you can do in that situation where you got IQ on Veigar just shooting you instead.
Yeah. We still got Halloween Vagar there.
Yeah.
So top lane, no one's. There is already starting to do a little bit of poke damage on the stab, which is probably gonna be the Design's worst enemy when it comes to that Narc hit early on. OPs they're gonna get slowed.
Just a little pokes coming out here and there early on. Takes the tower shot though. Turns that small poke to a little bit of a bigger one.
I just got in range of that tower, just stayed there long enough. Damage, but it's gonna start healing away. Mid lane, they're gonna take a little bit of damage there as IQ takes a bit of a little poke there, and Matt they're gonna get forced to fall back under tower as Kahara is chasing him down.
Bravo being a bit brave here, just walking up to get these pokes in. But Carthage does have the wave pushed up onto SNHU's front lawn here in bot lane. It is not quite in tower range though, so we're going to be seeing Chipper get some of the CS, although not quite as much as they would like in this situation.
No, they're going to be forced to play under tower. Gnar already transforming, so we're going to have that little annoyance there. Bravo and Gnar down there just keeping this wave pushed in the tower. So if I haven't losing, they're kind of tag teaming Chipper there as they're focusing him down.
Yeah, Chipper quite a bit of HP. Opius also losing. SNHU might be a bit of a advantage here right at the very start. Bot lane, but Big Bear looks to be making his way down there. Might look to do something with how far pushed out Carthage has been, especially that Karma.
Interesting, but I don't think anyone's low enough. As we see IQ, they're gonna do a little bit of trade damage. We do see the spell shield up. Both of them now going to strike each other, and we see Kahara jumping in on Matt, already doing enough damage. Tries to go for that channel, but Nars is out of the range, and looks like Comet there is gonna smash into the ground.
We are seeing that little bit of a sort. SNHU is taking lane push on the chin, as we have seen done before. But I feel like it's been a little bit more damage than before when this happened.
I mean, maybe
right at the very start.
Yeah, maybe right at the very start. We see Matt there trying to go. There is Gnar, already transforming once again. Turns into giant monster, the prehistoric. Okay, this is a prehistoric portal. Opis though is gonna get chained to the Karma, as they are forced to back off there.
A bit more damage coming from bot lane once again. Both bows are around half HP, maybe a little bit lower.
Just a little bit. Oh yeah, another one of the things with Gnar's things, like I think it's one of his abilities basically hits like 3 of those and gets a little extra damage.
Oh, the little marks?
Yeah, so you see how he gets hit there. It's like I think it's like 3 of them like extra damage. On like a hit, it's kinda like basically like Kevin's. 3 you get a little damage boost.
That was done, it's the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely coming to effect here, as early on, Matt able to really get the hits that you need for Sion to be doing big damage.
Yeah, nope, he's not able to, and he's kind of getting low in health, and he's not really able to do much as Carthage is just going to be able to just throw the boomerang there, and or just keep eating away. Yep, there's the leap back. It's going to be able to get that, but away from the tower is going to force Matt to have to go further back.
It's hard to play in this matchup with your Matt, and have the first Drake taken by Carthage. Looks like SNHU either none the wiser or just going to let it happen.
I think SNHU is probably just going to let it happen. They're not really in the best position. They're going after the Drake right now. They're not really in control of the lanes, so probably that farm and hold from are the best option.
Yeah. For holding onto that arrow that landed actually. I didn't even see it. It was off the screen. The aftermath that a little bit.
Oh, speaking of arrows, it's gonna hit that one though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go after the
Big Bear.
Big Bear coming in, might be able to slow down. It's gonna get rooted there, and Owen there is just gonna be able to get away. IQ trying to just do a little bit of poke damage to the Orianna and a Mumu, and it's kind of is going after the scuttle, and now and like Chipper and Ophius might be able to get some damage onto this tower. Do go ahead and tap it, and right now SNG behind by about 300 gold.
Are looking at angles to get that little bit of damage in.
Yeah, I mean, that Nara's going to be very annoying. And speaking of Mumu, Mumu's coming in. There is the cage coming out. Now we're going to get anyone. Kahara already in the beast form there. Going to send the boulder out. Sign there. Trying to get Matt, trying to get a little bit of damage going on. Keep these waves from crashing onto the tower as the bot lane is struggling to really get those waves out.
Yeah, that leads matchup. You're already taking that damage. Back.
Nope.
Back in.
Oh, yes,
a little bit of damage.
Yep, and it misses that. This is the boomerang with the. That's gonna take it. And they have the full cooldown this time. Nar getting pretty dangerously close to maxing out his rage already.
There's push going in. Hard choosing to go. Probably get either vision or might be looking.
Nope, IQ there gonna get jumped on by the Mumu. Toothless is gonna get stunned in his own cage there, and Orianna gonna get first blood, and Void Grips to spawn.
What's this for IQ? It's gonna be one of the things that I think we're gonna see a lot this game. Taking the angles where there's not as much vision, and just keeping the target locked down for whoever, whichever one of their laners is there to gank for all the damage.
Yeah, and it seems as Bravo's going after Ophius down there, trying to just get a little bit of poke damage, and Kahara there going after the Gnar, jumps in, is gonna have at least get that damage boost, gets knocked up airborne, not quite close enough for transform into its other form there.
A little more damage on RM at.
Up, and there comes the rage. See, now getting rooted on the Bravo. Kahara there just gonna send Matt into that wall, and that's gonna hit backing off there. Goes for a leech, might get to be able to finish him, and there, that ball's bit. Meanwhile, Big Bear and Vega are now turning on the opposing side. There's the nearsighted. No leap. I think it's more just kind of try to get away from everyone, as now they're starting to rotate down to the bot tower, where we see Chipper and Ophius just trying to get a little bit of damage against them.
Yeah, it looks like Chipper and Ophius are looking to play this lane more for the farm, using distractions from their jungler fellow teammates to focus on the wave, focus on the tower, and get as much gold as they can to get started here. And I'd say that's pretty smart. There's a good chance with this how this is going early on. Ooh, there was
Oh, not quite able
close.
to finish it though.
Yeah, this early game has been kind of being in the favor of Carthage before SNHU's really got the chance to get online. So you really want to take what you can early on.
Yeah, I mean, SNHU maybe goes a little bit more heavier with the late game carries, as Veigar takes a while to start getting rolling, and Varus just takes a little bit, well, because you need the items.
Right.
But they're having some pretty easy free farm here on this tower. Might be able to do a good chunk of damage, as Matt, though, is going to get chased down by the Gnar. Maybe down, maybe try to get jump in, but is not going to fall for it.
Focuses instead back on the wave that was crashing her tower. Looks like Carthage is back on the Drake once again without SNHU anywhere near to contest it.
Nope, and that's definitely just seeing the karma to initiate, or, oh, well, no, Tooth is down there as well. So, there is another Drake on.
Bring life this Ocean Soul on the for every team to take it. Carthage obviously being favored to take it with that Drake advantage.
Yep, 2 Drake advantage, and we already see the Yunara just sitting out. Yeah, I believe it's the W.
I believe so.
I believe so. That since the little orb out, it kind of acts like Lux, little Q ability, I believe. Scion Matt though getting caught with Kahara, gonna hit that the little blowy red orb thing. I don't even know what it's called right now.
The blast cone. The blast cone.
Yeah, maybe it's blast cone. I don't know. All I know is it just keeps people in the air. Speaking of jumping in, going in on the Nocturne, he might not get away, not quite, as Big Bear there is going to take out the Karma, but Matt here going to get focused on by Gnar. Gnar already has ultimate, tries to get that stun off. It's not going to work.
The ultimate now having been used defensively and offensively. Big Bear definitely knows what to do with the ultimate innovation.
Oh, yes.
Save them for.
And blue team, they're going to get the first tower down. Looks like bot lane, bot tower there fell. See IQ and Wolf Strike both still going at each other's mid lane. Veigar a bit behind, tries to get that, does get that stun off, but it's just not going to stay around to try to get Lucky with an ult.
Yeah, too low to really. It was all or nothing in that situation if you go for it.
Yep.
I didn't realize the bot tower was that low either.
I didn't either.
I knew they were on it, but I thought it was too early. We're 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes into the game already. I didn't realize.
Yep, there's a big stun coming out.
Send them right back to each other. Orpheus does go down, but so does Toothless. Gipper is left here to deal with the remaining.
Yep, Yunara now has her ultimate, and talk about that to buff the abilities. Oh, there comes Veigar, IQ coming around. Is going to get through it. There's the nuke coming out, and then Yunara there is going to go, and Bravo here might not be lasting much longer.
Double kill going to IQ.
So, feed the Veigar.
Yes.
And everyone there was going to back off. Looks like IQ, you're going to get a little bit of free farm. Try to get some more of those stacks built.
Yeah, it looks like SNHU looked at swap laner, and I don't think I blame Veigar already doing good damage, especially gonna even more with that double kill, getting a little boost of stacks.
Yep, but downside is he's gonna be playing a 2-on-1.
Right.
So even Veigar is gonna have to struggle a little bit with that. Is gonna force to kind of back out from lane a little bit. Bravo now coming down, trying to go after the Veigar. Really just starting to hunt a mid lane though. We're starting to see everyone start kind of gathering up there.
Mid lane is a hot spot most of the time. Fights.
As we see Bravo there tries to hit that ability. This is it. There's a root on the Veigar. There is another nearsighted. Is he going to be able to pop this ultimate off? And yes, he does. I think that's the ultimate. Sends that comment down. Oh, nope, there it goes. There is another root coming out, and SNHU now. Oh, that's a double from IQ and the Varus.
That's really good for SNHU.
However,
your two big carries getting the double kills. Fortunately, Matt does go down. But 4 kills to 1 in that brief moment of time.
Yeah, I mean, I take it, and especially since Varus and Veigar, they're going to get fed, and they give some free range to those towers. Well, so that's a little bit extra gold in the pocket. About 3k gold for SNHU.
Carthage playing a little bit of catch up on these waves that are crashing. Or even just walking in on the side as we see down the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, looks like they're trying to go into the jungle, maybe try to get something rolling. I mean, Drake's up in about 15 seconds.
Why? So I found Ophius taking that blue buff right next to right next to Bravo, hiding in the bush.
Yeah.
I don't know why I found that so funny.
See Chipper there going after the Yunara. And Bear's just gonna send a little Q out.
Yeah.
Poke them a little bit. And everyone now is coming to this bottom side. We see Hara there gonna jump in as well. Toothless and everyone set up. Trying to pull someone in. There's a Veigar cage coming up. And Bravo is gonna, or not Bravo. Yeah, Bravo is gonna get taken out by the Veigar ult. And there comes the Gnar as he does transform into the group. Turns the fling, gets rooted right there. Stun coming, double root. Hara gonna kick out Ophius though, and SNHU here turning might be a move that's gonna get that shut down. And now everyone's chasing after the Gnar. Matt trying to go after, gonna get caught under the tower. Not a good position to be in, all by himself. And here comes IQ coming in. Maybe not quite. Might be looking to come in inside.
I say IQ might be looking for something. We see Hara's fairly low, and I don't. Gnar has the ability to just go over the cage without flash.
No, I do not think so.
Nothing happening out of it, but it looks like SNHU still wants to fight for this Drake. Fight was fairly even, both sides losses, so we might see some still come out of this. If there are no ultimates up though, so we're gonna see Carthage be able to just take this without any quick intervention.
Yeah, I think Nocturne there just misjudged his Q there just a little bit in terms of the distance. Looked like when they tried to jump in there, so it was kind of unfortunate they were not able to take that Drake.
As Drake's to Carthage.
Yep, and we do see IQ and Matt here going in the spot lane. Looks like going after this tower.
Yeah, it looks like they're aiming for this tower to go down as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, Wolfstrike able to clear that wave very quickly. Bravo and Tuesday will show up, forcing IQ and Matt to back off.
Nope, but everyone's going after Whip right now. While they're all distracted down there in the bot lane. 4 of them all down in the bot lane chasing after Scion.
They saw one juicy target and they all turned their eyes over.
I mean, if it works, and looks like Veigar might be going after the Gnar here, and we see Nocturne setting up there, a Big Bear, just kind of maybe waiting for someone to get a little too comfortable.
Beating happening in mid lane, but just for the waves. SNHU still up around a little bit more than 3k gold.
It's about 4.
Yeah, that's, both teams focus on the lower side of the game again.
Yeah, looks no one's really willing to give up kills right now.
Yeah, you know, we do see Baron coming up in a minute. Still 3 minutes out for 4th Drake to spawn. So a little bit of time to wait. It seemed like neither team particularly keen on making a rush for that Baron.
No, looks like they're gonna try to get a couple eliminations, maybe try to get this Drake, and work on getting buffs from there. Sign here, just clearing this wave. Gnar's just kind of chilling in the back, waiting for the next rip up. Wolfstrike has gone up to the top. See IQ just following with Suit. The Nico and the Varus. Chipper there. trying to get something wrong. See, everyone kind of just sticking to the jungle right now. Chipper there, and the Amumu gonna go after the blue buff. Chipper here just trying to get that wave further. Baron now up. Big Chipper and Ophius here might be going top lane to help out IQ. It looks like so is Nocturne.
Maybe we'll catch Full Strike out with the gank just quick enough to take them out before they can do anything to get away.
Yep, there's the root, and there's just the nuke from the Veigar. Now everyone's going to quickly turn as that tower now is coming in. And there's Gnar trying to get something going. Big Bear going after, might be going on the Gnar. I guess the Gnar is now right there is rooted. There is Rift Herald coming out. And now going to go after that tower is trying to quickly. Amumu now jumping on Big Bear. Karma already has that thing there, so shut down on the Nocturne from the Yunara. Coming in Toothless now, chasing after Chipper. Chipper there is going to be able to take out the Amumu and get a triple kill there. And now the Karma is all alone.
Dangerous situation for Karma here. Characters that can move down. Be so careful as last one left on the team. Making their way slowly back as I was wrong. Not necessarily the last one on their team. Matt the boss working bot lane with break down there to end. But towers are going down on the side of Carthage, giving SNHU that little bit of advantage once again.
Yep, and got 43 K gold to 37. So I mean, with gold slowly starting to get up there. It looks like they might get about 30 seconds for Drake to spawn. Looks like they're gonna maybe try to set something up.
Yeah, get that gathering around, get some vision up. Keep an eye on where Carthage could possibly be. Carthage might giving this up, like.
I mean,
5 seconds. They're all kind of spread out, so I'm not sure what the plan.
We go for Drake, they go for Baron.
That's what I was thinking, but they're so spread out that it would have made more sense if they were already gathered there.
Right, and there goes Ocean Drake. SNHU getting their first game.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Looks like SNHU make a get a pick here. Going after the Gnar. However, they don't know there's a lot of the opposing teams sitting in that bush right there.
At the boss, active bait potentially there, and now the Big Bear has been spotted in the air. Might not see anything come out of that.
No, but Gnar is just kind of chilling right there, right above the red buff spawn.
Yeah,
no one's really willing to push in to see. There was a Nico clone that went in the bush. They say no one's right there currently, but they got to do something here. Looks like they're going to go after the ward.
Go disguise the Scions, and I was really hoping we would have seen the Nico clone of Scion walk out, then the Nico Scion walk out, then Scion walk out.
Yeah. Looks like SNHU here going to still just kind of stick around the river. I mean, they're going to have to do something soon. They can't just keep sitting here in a group and not really initiate or do anything. It's wasting time for them to farm and giving their team that's sitting in that lane time to get golden experience.
Are spotting a little bit down in that bush. But I don't think that giving them information to just that someone is there. They go to start the Baron actually, while Carthage does not have any vision on the Baron itself.
That's kind of interesting. I mean, SNHU here pretty much chunking down Baron pretty quickly, but looks like the opposing team is starting to get up, but not quite quick enough. As we do see, I believe IQ over there is dueling everyone. Or at least was, maybe not quite so much now.
I wonder if it was clone from that was getting everyone distracted still, because I did see that was happening a little.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, that distraction was just enough to take Baron from right under their noses. They were all gathered around, ready to fight. But everyone thought that they were looking for a fight before the Baron.
Yeah, looks like SNHU are starting to mass up. Be going for a mid push, trying to end this pretty quick. You have the double Scion now going towards the Oriana.
Folks going down in mid lane, I'm sure that. Yep, no.
No one's quite chasing Chipper.
Yeah, I'd say Chipper is spotted out alone. I wonder if Carthage is making the assumption that there's going to be someone else around.
I mean, it's a safe assumption. I mean, there's a Mumu and a Nocturne in this game, so.
Yeah. Back to the top lane matchup.
Yep, Nara is just
Dunking down Matt.
acting so quickly, just this pop, 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 pop.
SNHU in mid lane though, making a bit of space, making it hard for Carthage to really walk around this tower. Looking to go down right now.
Yep, there goes tower. We see Matt rolling down to the mid lane. Everyone's looking for any wards. Trying to get something rolling here. It looks like IQ might be going to that bot lane, trying to separate people a little bit further.
All ultimates are up on the table. Starts here. Big real.
Hoping you see SNHU here, still rotating between the mid and the bottom lane.
Yeah, applying pressure into spots where they can.
I think all they have to do is just get enough Canyon minions like we saw last game.
That's true.
As we see, it looks like Carthage here going to try to push out 5-man. Nara trying to jump up, is going to get not quite able to get that stun off.
Carthage just out of range for abilities or getting spell shield. That's a good amount of damage happening. This is not quite able to get falls on.
There's an air side coming in. There's the root. Is there going to be enough damage going in? And there is Kara. They're going to take out Ophius. Varus, Chipper, they're going to get a double. And there's a quadra kill coming from Chipper. But IQ there is going to fall to Nara. But that ace.
Definitely very advantageous for SNH, but I don't think you get to see a push towards end. We are going to see an inhibitor go down then. We're going to be seeing...
There's an inhibitor maybe going. Towers here might be able to take at least one of them out. But they're grouped up there.
Oh wow,
Those
that
one
went
tower.
fast.
But
hold on.
Karma and 3 of the teams about to be up in about 3 seconds here. Yep, there's that tower down.
First down. Can't see the Nexus though.
No, I think they barely topped the Nexus.
I did see a little bit some attacks going on to it. That loss acting as the diversion to get away there, not giving out that 700 gold shut down.
Yeah, I would not want to give that up either. Kidding me? A lot of gold going. Yeah, it looks like SNHU is going to back off as the only tower really remaining to the defense is the top lane.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even realize. Yeah, mid lane has lost their inhibitor and tower as well. Much a game of defense for Carthage here.
Yeah.
As SNHU takes another Drake. That is just their second one, but with just those two, having that Baron buff really made a difference in the fights.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately they lost a few people there. They would have been able to finish Nexus there. But 3 of Carthage's players spawned in right as they took down that last tower.
Right. Now almost a 10k gold for SNH.
Almost. Looks like they're going to go to the top lane and push in this last tower lane.
There's something that I've noticed with how this team dynamic works out for SNHU is if you just like look at the scoreboard, it is one of those situations where scoreboard does not tell the whole story because at the boss 043, normally you would like look at that in a ranked game or something.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, they're doing terribly, and then you look at what's happening in the game. At the boss is just not playing like the stats roller. They're serving the team purpose of like being a diversion, being the tank. being
Yeah,
the one to
just-
take down the tower very quickly, like whatever they need in the situation.
Yeah, just soaking up a lot of that damage, especially going maybe getting a couple stuns off here and there. But then rotate anyone down. Really, maybe try to put some pressure on the other lanes. Maybe get a distraction as we see them trying to get this wave pushed up, so that way they can get the next wave creeps up Gnar and everyone. Though it's 4 on 4 and 4 or 4 and 5 up there. So, I mean, SNHU has the man advantage right now. There is double stun coming out, but tries to go in on Wolf Strike. Wolf Strike there has the only same thing that IQ did last with getting that a little bit of internal vulnerability.
Sonia's Hourglass being the lifesaver in that situation. Neither team getting a casualty just yet, but this is getting dangerous here. And it looks like they're going to continue fighting for this tower. There's the ultimate from Nocturne coming out. Gonna see a dive at all, or is it just trying to blindside them to take the tower?
I don't know, but I'm kind of curious what the Nexus looks like. Oh, there's a move with a triple.
Goodness. No, it's not. Oh,
They were all focused. We see Big Bear trying to go on it, trying to get a little bit of damage going in. I was kind of curious because I was seeing like a bunch of minions gather up around that Nexus. I was like, are they paying attention?
Yeah. Almost took it from, once again, right under their nose.
Right, almost.
Getting pretty close in those situations, though. But Baron is back up, and Carthage is the first one to touch it. And all of SNHU is still down, with the first one coming back up being Ophius. I don't think they have a chance to steal this.
No, they won't. They'll have to start the engagement. They've only lost 1 tower.
They have, wow, yeah.
So I mean, still plenty of time for them to really pick off some of these players, and try to get something going.
Yeah, I do think that Carthage is going to be sticking together with this, with the team now having Baron buff, though. Probably being afraid of that pick situation, losing some of their buffs.
Fortunate for them. You see the two that they're going after is going to get that red buff. SNHU slowly starting to gather up. I mean, so far no one has soul yet either. Going after the scuttle. To be able to finish it, looks like they might try to do a little bit of poke here.
It looks like they might be also trying to set up for Drake that's going to spawn in him. Not sure if they're going to be playing the waiting game down here to just secure the area and go for something else. I think they might be playing the waiting game though.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get those waves out. Try to get focus and force the other team. Chipper there now running back from the spawn. As everyone is trying to go towards gonna try to de-ward in the jungle here on their side, and you have the Vagar and the Sound just kind of both chilling right there.
Seconds to break and starting to each other. Starting to poke each other, starting to do some real damage.
Sion going in there, gonna get some of the immunity going on as they looks like they try to start a team fight. No one really went for that bait there, as they are now moving towards that Drake spot. Drake spawning in about 15 seconds. SNHU here jumping in. There's the Unara throw coming out.
SNHU down 1 ultimate. Not going to be too detrimental in this situation to be down the Zion ultimate.
No, I mean, it's not a crazy thing to be an issue, but we seem to be waiting patiently for this team fight to start here.
Right. Come back very quickly to action.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone's just kind of poking each other, not really ready to full commit yet, as Drake, though, might fall, so there might be a soul. Oh, there comes Orpheus jumping in. There's the knock airborne. There's a stun nearsighted as well. Everyone right now is starting to just dive in and slowly pick everyone off. There's a double kill from the Oriana Vagar there. And there is IQ with that double. Might be going for this triple. And there it goes. And Big Bear there is going to get that Drake. And there's the ace for IQ.
Is looking to the end of the game here. have 30 seconds up for Carthage to come back. I think that's enough time for SNHU to just take these towers, take the Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, just one
Oh,
tap
Chipper's
these
showing
towers,
off here.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone on this Nexus. There it is. That is a dominant 2-0 for SNHU.
Yeah, I mean, they won. It looked kind of like it was going to be maybe a little rough there at the beginning, but SNHU also has that really uncanny ability to kind of look at their group a little behind and then make a comeback from it.
Right. I mean, I think that's just like not necessarily maybe part of the strategy to like look necessarily on the weaker side, but they really play the long game.
Yeah.
And like focus on that. Focus on getting their strength to be strong. Yeah, and really relying on that sort of team play. Like I pointed out earlier, Matt the Boss. I thought you look in a normal game and it's like, oh, it's the stat line. But then you look at the game and it's like Matt the Boss is doing what they need to. They're playing the role that they need to play. It's not the most fun one to play, for sure. Being the one taking all the hits and being
Yeah, you don't want to
the
be
bully victim.
the beating post there.
But it works for the team, and it we see that in the team fights too. They then the ultimate not much gets out of it, but it gets the enemy team like, oh, there's this target. We either focus down, watch out for whatever they're doing. Here comes the big slam. We gotta make sure not to get hit so we don't explode.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good overall. I mean, SNHU, as I said, like, the objectives were kind of secondary for the long part in the very beginning of the game. We saw Carthage just go after objective after objective after objective, but SNHU kind of played fairly disciplined up to the point, and slowly started turning it around, especially when they started getting a couple of the towers down, started pushing in. We saw the split pushes there going overall. But I mean, overall, it's a pretty entertaining match. I thought we might have gone to game 3 there for a little bit, but it slowly flipped there.
Right. Sorry, my mind blanked. I had something I was gonna say and it's gone.
Believe we will be right back with a post game.
Yes, sorry. We can take a small break just to go. We are back for our little interview. We are joined by Self.
Yeah, my name's Skipper. Game.
And Chipper, we just saw you and your team with a very dominant 2-0. How are you feeling after that victory?
Good.
We noticed, Jackson and I, it seemed like you were kind of having a little bit of a slower, maybe like weaker start Was that a kind of sentiment going into that after the game started, or was it more so just like the usual like kind of play it slow, get your resources up type of feeling?
I mean, I think it was kind of just the way, like in lane, weren't really fighting a lot. They kind of just scold.
Uh, Also with this season, we take a big switch from playing the jungle role last season. Now you're playing 80s, and be working out very well. Seems like it's very comfortable for you being the ADC role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
playing 80s.
Was it a decision you made, or just kind of like a it happened in conversation and decided to make the switch?
I think it kind of just happened. Just talking about it. See.
I say it's been working very well. 6-1 to get in here, uh, dominating 2-0. Uh, I would actually let me not make any assumptions. How are you feeling about the your games that you'll have to come up next? Uh, I'm not sure how much information is out for which teams considering the match they're going on, but uh, going into this with the playoffs, going into a win, how's the morale feeling so far? Do you think?
I mean, I think we're feeling good. I think of the teams we've been playing, we kind of just.
I do like to hear that. That is a lot of confidence, and I'm hoping that confidence does pay off the way it did tonight. Uh, Congratulations once again on your victory, the victory for you. Congratulations to all the players, and with that, we'll be, I believe, back tomorrow for Overwatch. Make sure to check all the links for notifications, Discord, social media, all those sorts of things. And with that, we'll see you next time.